welcome back to the breakfast show that is feel good. Yes, amen. Thank you, Dan. He's my backup singer, this one. Come on. We're still with Mr. Beanie, a.k.a. Dan Quarter, the king of breakfast at 5FM, but also the host of The Issue with Dan Quarter on YouTube, a series he started all in the name of breaking down current affairs, but also making them super, super digestible in the name of comedy. Sir, are you still good?
I'm so well.
I'm so good. You have to feel good, Kalogi. You're on the feel good breakfast show.
So good.
Thank you. Thank you,
good,
Dan.
Good plus, good Pro Max.
There we go. Perfect.
Extra.
Thank you. You understand. Dan, first and foremost, I have to ask, before we get to these top stories, the beanies. Why are you Mr. Beanie?
Well, last year I decided to shave bald and not cut my hair until South Africa got a week with the power on, no load shedding. And it wasn't a protest like one of those Kumnandi or kind of like white people who's like, Zuma must fall. Zuma must go. It was just simply like a visual like representation of how much load shedding we were getting, so South Africa wouldn't like get used to it. It wouldn't get normalized. And about 6 months in, when my girlfriend was about to leave me because my hair was growing out at the same rate in every direction, I was like, yo, if I'm going to do this TikTok video, I have to put a beanie on.
Yeah.
And I put one on and I was just playing with it so much as like a nervous tick or whatever while I was recording that someone said that's funny. And then I put on 2 and then 3. And now there's like myth and lore about it. It's like if someone says, oh, Dan hasn't changed the beanies once this video, that's how you know this is a serious topic.
Hectic.
But
I
if
love
it's like 2, it changes. Yeah.
The beanies have an authority.
In fact, there are people who now count how many beanie changes there are per video.
Love it. I love it. But you see, just like you have grown this beanie culture, you've also grown this really beautiful platform, which is all about the story. So let's get into them, okay?
Yes.
Let's break down first and foremost the new South African fake qualification scandal involving Power Financier, the man who said he went to LSE and everywhere. He went to all of the universities.
So actually, like, forget Matthew Lani, amateur. Forget Tabi Leoka, please leave.
Nonsense.
This guy is maybe the greatest fiction writer of our generation. Zakes Da, I'll leave you at the door. So his name is Langa Madonko. And he genuinely co-founded an investment company that now manages 1.6 billion rands of assets for telecom and municipal pension funds. And that's where the truth that you're going to hear in this story ends. Because if you go on any number of his websites or the organizations that they're a part of, it claims that he has a qualification from the London School of Economics, just like Tabi Leoka. Your LSE must be sick of the +27 extension phone number. It also claims he's got 2 further degrees, including one from the University of Pretoria, 3 chartered accountancy qualifications, and worked for the prestigious firm McKinsey in Los Angeles, and that he was part of $3.5 billion worth of transfers for JP Morgan.
No!
None of which is true.
No!
When I tell you, Zan, he has a matric. Well, no, A-levels, which is like British matric, but he did it in Zimbabwe. This man has nothing and yet is managing all of this. So when he was called by the investigative journalist, he said, no, it's an administrative error. What's the administrative error? Does he have a colleague with this CV and they put the wrong name on the website?
No ways. He needs to go help Shonda Rhimes write Bridgerton. That's what he needs to do, actually.
Do you know what's so crazy is how many South Africans, since I reported this, have been like, South Africa, alive with possibilities.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Like, but has he been doing a good job, though? Because if he's been doing a good job, the qualifications are now the backstory.
You see, South Africa, you can be anything you want to be. Forget the American dream. It's the South African dream. But Dan, because we don't have time, I want to ask you, which one of these stories do you want to get into? The illegal suburb, rather discovered in Tshwane?
Yes.
Or the epic South Africans got nominations for the Laureate Sports Award?
We all get Laureate Sports Awards as South Africans, but I need to tell you, so like there's a lot of illegal structures being built in South Africa, but guys, once again, South African excellence. An illegal suburb, Zanele Patel, a whole illegal suburb has been
what
discovered.
Makes it illegal?
Okay, so there's a place called Leeuwfontein near Mamelodi in Pretoria. So if you drive there these days, you will find a large plot which has got hundreds of houses on it, many of them double-story, brick and mortar, really beautiful houses, but dirt roads, no sewage, water and electricity. And this is because a businessman 5 years ago sold like hundreds of plots for 80,000 on each to these people, and Pinky swore that they were actually like allowed to build there. But then the government is like, no, that's a private plot. So it's an illegal suburb. It's not allowed to exist. And now the suburb says, but we want water, sanitation, sewage, electricity.
No.
And the businessman's disappeared. But there's a whole suburb. There are 2-story buildings with pillars. Guys, South African excellence. You'd never see this anywhere else. An illegal suburb, Zan.
No, but this is the thing. I think we need to change our slogan. Allow with possibilities. It's got to go.
Why?
We're getting too creative. What is this? Like, excuse me, I'm being serious. Now we're doing illegal things as well. I think, Dan, like, thank you for bringing light to all of these things so that we can change the slogan. Maybe it must be like alive with a little bit of possibility.
No, but what about, like, you know, kids must dream.
No.
Reach for a dream.
We're reaching for too many dreams here.
Do whatever you want.
No, exactly. That's the problem. Hey, Dan Quarter, Mr. Beanie in the house. And thank you for coming through, Dan.
Such a treat being on your show. I'll, like, see you at work at 5.
I'll see you at 100%. He is the man you can catch 6 to 9 a.m. Monday to Friday on 5FM. And as you can see, he is the man to also watch on YouTube, The Issue with Dan Quarter, as well as on TikTok. Honestly and truly, it is beautiful what we can create when we just, you know, we go with what our minds say, which is, but also you must do it with order, ne? Not those other things like illegal suburbs. But honestly, someone who took current affairs and made it so great in South Africa in the way that we consume it. Right about now, though, we got our Cape Town family doing the most. You and what's going on?